the male lead simply chose the highest difficulty option on a whim, and as a result, he was transported into the game, starting as a summoner. Though he possessed a cheat ability with no level cap, the difficulty of gaining experience was increased 100-fold. It wasn't until a year after his reincarnation that he finally unlocked his class interface, which came with an apology note from the creator god. The male lead's summoning magic required him to first generate cards, which he then used to summon monsters. At the beginning, due to his low level, he could only summon the weakest monsters, limited to just 2 types, insect and beast. Fortunately, as long as the monsters didn't die, they could be summoned an unlimited number of times. This meant that eventually building a massive monster army wouldn't be a problem. In addition, each summoned creature provided attribute bonuses. For example, after summoning 10 rats, the male lead's strength increased by 10 points. After grinding his skills repeatedly for 10 months, both his summoning and card generation skills reached level 2. Not only did this expand the number of monsters he could summon, but it also allowed him to synthesize higher level summons. Unfortunately, his current level temporarily prevented him from performing synthesis, and due to his young age, he couldn't hunt monsters to gain experience. It wasn't until he turned 3 years old, relying on auto-leveling, that he finally met the minimum requirements. Eagerly, he tried out his synthesis skill, summoning a parrot with the mimicry ability, a frog with the taunt ability, and a mole with the burrowing ability. These summoned creatures each possessed unique special skills, meaning that even with stronger monsters available, low-level summons still played irreplaceable roles. And as the number and variety of his summoned creatures continued to grow, he would eventually command an overwhelmingly formidable army. A dream come true for a hardcore gamer like him. Unfortunately, even with all this, the male lead still couldn't dominate the beginner village. Every time he played night games with his childhood friend, he was crushed to the point of questioning his life, wondering who the real protagonist was supposed to be. Of course, this was partly because he refrained from using his summoned creatures to keep his abilities secret, so he remained confident that, with his experience of clearing countless games, he would eventually become the strongest in this world.